Here are a few people who completely exposed themselves. Number 10. David Guerra. Someone should have told David that you shouldn't post evidence of your crimes on social media. This genius from San Antonio's South Side posed for the camera holding cash, guns, and let's call it illegal substances because, thanks YouTube censors. Clearly, David was looking for attention, and he got it. Shortly after he posted the images came to the attention of the Bexar County Sheriff's Department. They sent 3 different divisions after Guerra, and it didn't take long for them to find his car and pull him over. In the car, they found illegal substances, a loaded gun, and cash. The sheriffs also found another man in the car with him, Urza Guerra. They arrested them both. We don't think they let you post on Instagram from jail, so we may not hear from them for a while. Number 9. Paula Asher. It was bad enough that a Kentucky woman made the awful choice to drive drunk. But when Paula Asher slammed into a car filled with 4 teenagers, she made things even worse by driving away. Police inevitably caught up with her and charged her with 4 crimes: driving under the influence, leaving the scene of an accident, driving under the influence of alcohol, and possession of a controlled substance. Asher didn't keep quiet afterwards, though her lawyer probably wishes she did. In her infinite wisdom, she decided to post on Facebook about how she got drunk and hit another car. She made sure to end the post with the signature LOL. It's one thing to make terrible choices. It's something entirely worse to laugh out loud about them on social media. Outraged families saw and shared the post with the judge in the case. The judge was, shall we say, unhappy. When Judge Mary Jane Phelps saw Asher in court for the first time, she told her to delete that Facebook account. But Asher did not delete her Facebook account. Another in a series of unwise decisions. When the judge found out, Asher was found in contempt of court and sentenced to spend 2 days in the county jail. In another DUI or LOL moment, Oregon teen Jacob Cox Brown had a serious wake-up call driving drunk. He too joked about his crime on Facebook when he wrote, "Driving drunk, classic, but I am sorry to whoever's vehicle I hit." He ended the post with a sticking your tongue out emoji. 2 of his Facebook friends shared the post with police, who promptly arrested Jacob. When you post something like that, you've got to assume it won't stay private for long. Number 8. Nicholas Grove. He did not want to go to jail, so when cops brought him in for booking, he decided to run away. He was originally arrested for stealing computers, checks, and credit cards from an Oregon Education District building. Nicholas couldn't bear the thought of prison, so as they were booking him, he hopped over a counter and ran away. Freedom didn't last long. They scooped him back up later that summer and booked him, successfully this time, to await trial. Still, Grove was determined. Grove seized another opportunity in the rec yard by climbing over the fence, a fence topped with razor wire, and went on the run again. This time, he made it to Mexico. Maybe Nicholas thought that he was Andy Dufresne, the character from The Shawshank Redemption who broke out of prison to live out his days in Mexico. He wasn't. If you watch the movie carefully, you'll notice that Andy Dufresne never posted anything on Facebook. But while Nicholas lived a life of freedom in Mexico, he just kept posting. He posted selfies of himself in and around Cancun, which made it pretty easy for police to find him once they got the info from Facebook. A year and a half later, U.S. Marshals swooped into Tulum, Mexico, and picked up the fugitive. They hauled him back to Oregon to face trial for his original crimes and a new one, felony escape. He got 5 years. Number 7. DAKKARI McAnuff. A Los Angeles man named DAKKARI McAnuff thought he cracked the code to get famous on social media. For some reason, he felt the secret to Twitter fame involved showing the world your gun and aiming it at people. Then he said if he got 100 retweets, he'd use it on someone. It didn't take long for cops to figure out who posted the image and caption on Twitter. It also didn't take long for them to arrest McAnuff and bring him to jail. We don't know how long it'll take for this Los Angeles sniper to learn his lesson, but we doubt he'll post about it when he does. Number 6. Arlando Henderson. He just loved to flaunt his luxury lifestyle on social media. He took pictures of himself next to his brand new Mercedes and posted them, claiming to be building his brand. He also posted pictures of himself holding huge stacks of cash. While he posted like a famous rapper, Arlando was a lowly bank teller in North Carolina. We're not sure how many likes he got, but we do know the FBI were not his biggest fans. However, Henderson was pretty brave in his plot to rob his own bank. He just walked into the vault, grabbed people's cash, and deposited it into his account at an ATM around the corner. In all, he made off with $88,000. He put $20,000 down to buy the new Mercedes that he proudly posed with for social media. Once the FBI got involved, Arlando's life of luxury came crumbling down. Arlando was charged with a few counts of fraud and 19 separate counts of theft and embezzlement. With decades in prison and millions of dollars in fines heading his way, Arlando probably wishes he stayed off social media. Find out more about Arlando by clicking here. Number 5. Lee Van Bryan. After a long flight from London, Lee Van Bryan landed in Los Angeles with his friend Emily Bunting. Lee and Emily made it through passport control. However, less than friendly Homeland Security agents prevented them from taking another step. In this case, it wasn't that Lee and Emily had done something. It wasn't even that they were planning to do something. Instead, border agents detained and grilled them over some cheeky tweets Lee posted before traveling to LA. Before leaving, he posted about how he would destroy America and dig up Marilyn Monroe's grave. Not exactly wise, but still just a tweet. What the border agents didn't understand, according to Lee, is that destroy is slang for party. So when he tweeted that he was going to destroy America, he was talking about partying. Oh, and he didn't mean it when he tweeted 3 weeks prior that they were going to Hollywood Boulevard to upset people and dig up Marilyn Monroe's grave. In fairness, maybe it was all a big misunderstanding. It seems likely that Lee and Emily were traveling to LA to have fun and party. And as they pointed out to the border agents, digging up Marilyn Monroe's grave is a joke he lifted from the show Family Guy. The Department of Homeland Security was having none of it though. So instead of a hearty welcome to America, they got a trip in a police van and an overnight stay in a holding cell. Lee met some nice men in his holding cell who were allegedly huge and covered with tattoos. They told him they'd been arrested for smuggling substances into the country. Then they took his dinner. The next day, it was back to the airport for Lee and his friend, where they were sent home on a jet. Number 4. Dominyk Alfonseca. Dominyk will have you know, he's the victim in this story. All he did was walk into a bank and asked for some money. He smiled at the teller and handed her a note. He said please and thank you. What we know at this point is that Dominyk was a very polite bank robber. His note, though, was a little more urgent. It said he needed the money right now because it only takes the police 3 or 4 minutes to arrive. Then it said to ring the alarm a minute after he's gone and make sure the money doesn't blow up on his way out. He even put a little smiley face at the end. He walked out with a bag full of cash and was arrested 22 minutes later. Alfonseca didn't waste those 22 minutes. That was all the time he needed to make a couple of Instagram posts sharing videos of the robbery and a photo of the note he'd given the teller. The reason why Alfonseca believed he was the victim is pretty simple. He never threatened the teller or anyone else. He just politely asked for the money. It's not his fault she was generous. Nothing to do with the fact that he was an aspiring rapper who posted the photo and videos for exposure. Not one to miss an opportunity, Alfonseca took some time in a jailhouse interview to give shoutouts to Michelle Obama, Justin Bieber, and Lady Gaga. Number 3. Augustin Nadreau. On a sunny January afternoon on Staten Island, Augustin made a little clip for his Instagram followers. He filmed himself strolling down the sidewalk and chatting with a postal service worker. Then he filmed himself walking into a bank and telling a cashier how lovely she was. He was careful to say he was a one-woman man, but if he weren't, he would marry her. Finally, Augustin turned to the room and shouted at the top of his lungs, "This is a robbery!" Then he left. Augustin didn't stick around to get any money. If he had, things would have gotten a lot worse for him. Even so, the police were happy to charge him with several crimes. In a hilarious twist, this was the second bank he, quote, robbed that day. He also had an open case from 2018 in which he walked into another bank and pulled the same stunt. In the end, he was charged with reckless endangerment. Police also found a little bit of weed on him, which was still illegal at the time. Number 2. Hareem Shah. Some people never learn. Take this Pakistani TikTok star, for instance. In 2019, Shah filmed herself in the conference room of Pakistan's Ministry of Foreign Affairs, something that's strictly forbidden. If she just kept quiet, she'd probably get away with it. But that's not what TikTok celebrities do. Instead, Shah did the opposite. She posted it on TikTok for her 1 million plus followers, prompting outrage and criticism on social media. The government launched a small investigation, but she never suffered any consequences. She got away with it this time. After a brush with the law, you'd think that Shah would be cautious about what she posted online. But in January of 2022, she did it again. Shah posted pics of herself after arriving in London carrying loads of cash. In the video, she claimed she brought it illegally from her native Pakistan. This time, though, she took things even further. She told her followers that even though they should be careful if they did something like that, it was easy for her and they could not stop her. She even said that in Pakistan, the laws are only for the poor. We can't say for sure if Shah learned from this. Still, nobody likes a gloater. This time, the outrage was loud enough that Pakistan's feds launched a money laundering investigation into Shah's activity. That's when things got uncomfortable. A prominent Pakistani politician stepped forward in Shah's defense in an unexpected twist. Dominyk Malik, a former candidate for one of Pakistan's larger political parties and a businessman in London, told the press that the cash was his and he'd loaned it to Shah as a friend so she could make a fun little video for the internet. According to Dominyk, the cash was all for legitimate business and Shah did nothing wrong. This must be true. When has a politician ever stretched the truth? Number 1. Andrew Hennels. Andrew went on Facebook and posted about his plan to rob his local Tesco supermarket. He must have made the post moments before walking into the store, because just 15 minutes later, police had him in custody. He managed to steal a getaway car in that short window and drove to a local pub. When police picked him up, they found the weapon he used to threaten the clerk and the 400 pounds he'd stolen from the store. The police seemed grateful for the Facebook post. To them, the pictures and posts confirmed what they already knew. Click here to watch one of these next videos. And let us know in the comments section if you know the culprit who robbed a bank near you. Would you tell the police or would you mind your own business?